Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am going to talk to you about a book I read recently, which is called Every Last Word. This, excuse me, this I read on Audible, my Audible app, and I loved it. I rated it a 4.66. This is by Tamara Ireland Stone. It's basically a hard-hitting contemporary, or it's kind of a contemporary, with a hint of magical realism. I say this if you do not like magical realism, probably don't pick up this book, but I really liked it. This is about a girl whose name is Sam, and she's got OCD and anxiety and depression. Obsessive compulsive disorder. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm talking so much. She has kind of these friends who are kind of like mean girls, and they are like the popular kids. And in the beginning, she gets like bullied by her friends, but they don't know that she has OCD or anxiety or anything. And I think it's interesting because, like, she doesn't really tell them or show them, but they like who she is. But like, they've known her for like since she was in fifth grade and stuff. So in elementary school, and you think they would like kind of, they would kind of tell it. You would know the imperfections of everybody. Like, oh, this person has this disorder, or this person definitely, has this religion, or this person's mom is not cool, or something like that. Or this person's mom is really cool and will allow us to, do drugs or whatever. But I feel like if this is the popular kids were not really that. They felt like Mean Girls anyway. But the Mean Girls, I don't know. Like Mean Girls is pretty good, but it's like kind of like what popular kids are kind of stereotyped as. And this one does the same thing, where they're mean, they steal people's boyfriends, they talk about like the boys, how cute, that kind of stuff. They like going to parties, stuff like that. She meets this other girl whose name is Catherine. The main character's name meets this other girl named Catherine, and no, Caroline, not Catherine, Caroline, and they end up being friends, and she shows her, or Catherine, or Caroline shows Sam where this poetry club is. In the poetry club, she makes more friends, and they're more what do you call it? They're genuine. Generally, they're nice people, and it's just really a really heartwarming book. In a way. She meets a guy whose name is AJ, which she's already known, and she actually made fun of when he was at elementary school, so she kind of, her and her friend made fun of him. So there is a relationship, like a romantic relationship, which I didn't really partake. I didn't really like that. In a way, I really like the friends with the mean girl, 5 friends, and kind of her dealing with her feelings. And she writes poetry, so she like definitely writes poetry. She likes to, she ends up doing stand-up poetry, and I think that's really good for her because she like conquered, almost not conquered her problems, but kind of lets her problems go out instead of being blocked in and being locked into her body. So I just think it's really interesting. I also think it's interesting that she had a therapist and they talked about her therapist, and her therapist is in the book a lot. Like she talks about to her therapist a lot, um, about Caroline, about her friends, about AJ, just different normal stuff. And I think that that's really good. That's a really good description and stuff. She also hates the therapist in the beginning of the novel because she wants to be normal, but it's kind of like it's normal to go to a therapist. I mean, we do it all the time. But I mean, if you have problems, you should go to a therapist. If you are not, if people, nobody's normal. So yes, and that's what I love really good about this. It's just the representation is really good on the thing, and how to let go of people that are hurting you or people that are not good for you, and people who are really good. Okay, I'm gonna go to this set of friends who are are generally really nice to me and don't make fun of me, instead of going to this side where they're gonna make fun of me. They are just controlling how I do stuff and stuff like that. That's not a good relationship. So yeah, I also really love the magical realism twist. And if you do not want to hear this twist, then that then don't watch this video. But I will get to a spoiler section. But I love the magical twist of this book. I loved it. And I really think that you should go into the book blind, kind of. That's the way I kind of went. I kind of knew that she had some sort of anxiety disorder or something, or it might be like a hard hitting one. It wasn't quite as good as Law and Venetia, because Law and Venetia was like I love that book so much, dealing with so much hard hitting contemporary. But this is definitely a hard hitting contemporary. Deals with bullying. It does definitely deal with not fitting in and being depressed, and I think it's a really good book. Now onto these spoilers. So I did really love the magical realism part of this book. I definitely think it's really, really great. Caroline is actually a ghost. And she's a real ghost. Like, she's not like in her head. This is my interpretation of what I listened to, because I saw some people review and say that the ghost was in her head and she was believing this character. But there's a point where AJ, she like mentions Caroline, the last name. I forget the last name, but she has the last name. And she says, Caroline took me to the um, the Poets Club. And he's like, what, huh? He doesn't understand that. And then he goes and he tells her she's been dead for like 20 years or something. She's like, what? No, she's my best friend. Like, we're we're in a relation. She's my best friend and stuff. How can she be dead? And then she like goes and looks up on the computer, and sure enough, this girl committed suicide in school. She wrote a poem. She committed suicide. She was in the Poets Society as well, but it was like obviously a longer time ago. And so I think it's interesting that they put that, but I don't think it was all in her head. She does eventually go away, but it's kind of like, if you remember, or if you have seen Kiki's Delivery Service with the cat. and how she talks to the cat. It's and the cat like literally stops talking, and then she can't really hear the cat, and she doesn't know what he's saying. It's kind of like that with Every Last Word is where this girl Caroline is communicating with her and being friends with her and getting her to a better place instead of these popular girls really who are being mean to her. She ends up taking her to a better place and say, hey, you can, express your feelings in words and let it out and stuff like that. She helps her write poems and she becomes really close to her. What? What?
You know, apple and blackberry crumble.
Yeah.
You just get the blackberry and cook it. It does be like that.
I don't know. I don't know how to make that. But anyway, so
But I really want
you want some blackberries? You want some blackberries? Say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you. One. Thank you. Two. Thank you. Three. Thank you. Four. Thank you. And 5. Thank you. Thank you. 6. I wish I had a boat.
Rebecca Rabbit does not have a boat. I've got an idea. I put my newspaper on. I just need one
Hi, Bobby.
Which page can we lose? News? Sport? Fashion.
Look, fashion page.
Okay.
Here you go, Bobby.
Business page.
Here you go. Go watch the show. Here you go.
Old newspaper.
Here you go.
This.
So I think Caroline was a real person, and I definitely think that yes, she goes on. She she definitely goes away, but it's kind of like she's still a real person. She's still real, but she's not. She's more in memory and more, but she did make an impact. I also really loved, obviously, the whole. I just really liked this book. The plot was really good. Characters were amazing. I definitely give the characters. Like, I think there was a part in the beginning with the popular girls and like sitting at a table and having a birthday party, and the mom like said, "Oh, we forgot this person who was like technically supposed to be their best friend." But the guy's like, "Oh, I can't have you sit alone." So she brings the main character, Sam, with her to sit on the table. And that's not her daughter. She should have had her daughter sit next to her or something. Or, made another rearrangement. I don't know. It was kind of the Mean Girls right now was like just kind of they were really mean. Like there was a part where I think one of the girls like dated Sam's ex boyfriend, and then they broke up, and then she again gets back with him, and it's like, but you guys decided not to do that. I don't understand. Yeah, if you're gonna decide, you should decide. I mean, yeah. But it is kind of YA thing. It's a YA book, so it's kind of for younger people. But I also think it is dealing with some really tough topics. But it wasn't emotional to me. Like I didn't cry at anything. I thought the twist was really good. I loved the twist. But yeah, and I think the ease of reading was really easy. So it was easy for me to follow on audiobook because when I think of audiobook, as in the ease of reading. I think of like kind of the like how easy it is to understand what these characters went through, or what these people went through. What am I understanding what I am listening to, or if I'm not really, or is it going over my head? So yeah. So I really did enjoy this. It was a 4.66, but still ran round down to a 4 because I do Goodreads don't do like half points or anything, but or half stars, but it is a 4.6. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I do recommend it for you if you are looking for something with magical realism, or really good contemporary, like hard hitting, with some hard hitting topics, but not like too depressing that makes you feel like really sad. But you know, if you're like, or if you're new to the genre of hard hitting contemporary, this is a really good book. And I highly recommend it. I will talk to you later in the next video. Bye bye.